Hello and welcome to the WriteCome.com podcast, where we help you to make money from your words. Each episode will be sharing tips, tricks, and strategies you can use to make more money from your writing, publishing, and marketing to your fans and audience. Let's get started with your host, Barry J. McDonald.
Hi, this is Barry here, and you are very, very welcome to today's podcast episode from WriteCome.com. And today's podcast episode is entitled, Let's Talk About Automation. Now, I want you to think about this for a moment. What happens if you get sick this week? What happens if you go on holidays? What happens, God forbid, if you drop dead tomorrow? Would your business grind to a halt? You know, if you were sick this week and you couldn't do any writing, you couldn't do any video creation, you couldn't send emails, how would that affect your income? And again, too, maybe you're someone who is just working on their business. But what if you wanted to take a holiday? What if you wanted to step away from your business for 2 or 3 weeks, go off for a month or whatever, and put everything aside? How would it affect your income? And again, God forbid too, maybe your family right now could be relying on the income that you are bringing in right now. And what happens if, again, God forbid, something happened to you and your family was left with those bills, but because you weren't there anymore, that income stream was gone? Now, maybe that is maybe a little bit of a shock, maybe for you, or maybe it's something you've never really thought about before. And maybe it is time maybe you think about automating more of your system, taking you out of your system. You know, it doesn't mean that because you are not in your business anymore, working on your business, it doesn't mean that the quality can't be as good. It can probably be good. It can probably be even better, because a lot of us, unfortunately, who have online businesses, we do everything. We are the waiter, are the cook, we are the dishwasher, and we are the person who puts the ad in the paper. We do all those jobs. And sometimes we're probably not the best person for doing all those jobs. We could probably hire somebody that is a lot more skilled, likes doing that job a lot better than we can do, and would probably get us a better income. Now, if you've been listening to podcasts recently, you probably have heard me mention the art of doing less. And in that, I talked about using automation. And one of the things I am doing at the moment is I am automating all my emails. Now, what I mean by that is, for the longest time, what I used to do every day was I used to sit down, I used to write an email, I would put in the autoresponder, I would send it off that day, and then that was as far as the content went. Now, I did go a little bit further with that content. I did repurpose it. I made it into podcast episodes. I made it into YouTube videos. I put it on the blog. So that content wasn't wasted. But there was nothing really automated in that. You know, in that the next day I would get up again, I would write another email, I would send it off, I would do a little bit of repurposing, and then I was back to it again. So if I took a week off, holidays or whatever, I would probably have to, hurry on to maybe create maybe 5 or 6 emails, have them all set up in the system and have them sent out. So while there was a little bit of automation, I had to put a lot of work in first for me to take that break. And, again, too, if I took 2 or 3 weeks off, again, I could probably go back into the old catalogue of past emails. I could probably reuse them again, or repurpose them, and I could probably kind of make a kind of a makeshift content process for those 3 weeks that I was off. But there was nothing there automated. I had to set everything up. I had to make sure everything was in place before I left on my holiday. And unfortunately, maybe I've wised up. Maybe it's taken me a long time to wise up, but it's only from really listening to that audiobook on the art of doing less that I realised, do I really need to be there every day? Do I need to write my daily email? Do I need to do as much of the things that I was doing? And what I've done is I have gone back through my past catalogue of all my old emails, and what I'm doing is I am putting them into an autoresponder, but it's an automation autoresponder. And as I said in that podcast episode, if you do join my email list, chances are good you will end up on that automation list. And what will happen is over the next year, I will send you an email. Now, what I can do right now is I can take a year off, I can go away, and all my emails are being taken care of. And again, too, maybe you're somebody who is maybe a writer, maybe a fiction writer, non-fiction writer, or a blogger. And again, too, you're thinking to yourself, well, if I take a week off, that means there's no blog posts. I can probably maybe put some old ones on the news feed. But again, there's no content being created. So what about maybe if you hired a ghostwriter to create your content? What if you maybe just sat down over the next couple of days and worked out a list of different topics or blog posts that you would like covered, and then give that to somebody who could write it better than you? And then what you can do is that frees you up maybe to work on another part of your business. Is there any way maybe you can automate some of that, where maybe you would send a topic out to this ghostwriter every day? Again, this could be set up in automation. You could maybe send an email to them every day saying, I want a blog post written on this topic. They, by automation, create that content, send it back to you, or maybe send it directly onto your WordPress blog or whatever. But all those steps are just automated. They're all taken care of, and you don't need to be in it. So that's what I want you to think about. Holidays, debt, whatever. If anything happens to you, is your business going to grind to a halt? And maybe if it is going to grind to a halt, is there any way you can protect it? Is there any way that, you don't need to be there, that you can enjoy time with your family, that you can go on holidays, that you'll have something that you can pass on to a family member? Or again, if your family members aren't even interested in your business, that they would have an automated asset that they could sell to somebody else. And that other person would buy that asset because they don't need to do anything to it. They just simply need to throw maybe a couple of customers at the start of the funnel, and everything else takes care of itself. So think about automation. Is there any way you can automate everything and take you out of the game? Now, if you head over to Writecom right now, you will find that I have a great video course which is called Bookmark Books. And what I'm going to do in this video course is I am going to show you how to create an income stream from something that you are probably deleting off your internet browser right now. So if you head over to Writecom, that's WRITECOME.com, you can get your hands on this great video course for free. So as always, have a lovely day. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us today. If you'd like more from the Writecom.com podcast, be sure to subscribe now for more tips, tricks, and ideas you can use to make more money from your words. See you in the next episode.